I don't know, like, Nightwing's so acrobatic, don't you think his butthole would, like, stretch a little more?
I mean, Nightwing is, like, the most sexually promiscuous, and now that everyone in the Bat family is LGBTQ in some way, I think we can make it work on this.
I just think it's interesting that they chose Tim Drake in particular to make gay, when I kind of feel like...
Don't say Jason.
I kind of feel like Nightwing was more flexible on that front. I'm just saying, like, I know that he's always been canonically straight, but, like, if they were gonna make somebody who was canonically straight be gay, and I think it would have made the most sense to make it Nightwing, because he has, like...
Jill, I can't say this, but you're bi, right?
Yeah.
You're bisexual. So say this, but don't tell them it came from me. Who would wear those kinds of shorts back in the day if they weren't gay?
Like, who would wear those kind of shorts back in the day if they weren't gay? He just seemed like the most flexible.
Oh, we totally agree.
I mean, whoa!
Controversial.
He seemed
How
like
could you say that?
bi-curious, you know? Like,
I
I'm
know.
just saying.
I know!
I think we can get up higher.
And honestly, I mean, Dick Grayson, I'm not gay, but
That mullet was nice.
I might be a little bi-curious
Nice
too,
mullet.
put it under right
People
circumstances.
can disagree with me on it, but
No.
to me, Nightwing seemed a little bit kind of like Harley in that front, where she kind of
Oh,
seems...
take care of that.
She
Behind
seems
you.
a little bi-curious, and I wouldn't
yes.
be too offended or, like, upset if somebody decided to change that sexuality in a different continuity.
My problem is I'm never offended. I'm more just like, oh, so you don't want to build up a new character.
Yeah, that's also what bothers me, is I don't like when they don't want to build up new characters. I liked when they changed continuities, kind of, and they built up Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn more, when they were already heteroflexible characters, and they made them canonically bisexual.
Yes.
Just like with some other things that I like, because you need to build up sexuality over time a lot of times, is, you know, a lot of people...
Wait.
You cannot know how happy I am that you will get to see the park before we officially open to the public. You should know that all this you see around you comes from our talks in the hospital. Daddy was paying attention, and he used your drawings for inspiration. When I showed them to my friend, Dr. Quinzel, she said you were a very talented little girl, and that I was a very lucky father. Don't I know it?
Ooh, I didn't realize that was what was going to happen there.
Right, Jill, you were just saying that they need to build that kind of stuff up, not just drop it like a bomb.
But I was also going to say that a lot of times people kind of find out their sexuality more when they're like a teenager to early 20s sort of thing.
People got mad at me when I said that.
And so it made sense, in my opinion, for somebody very young and impressionable like Harley Quinn to start figuring herself out as a woman, you know, and it would make sense to me if somebody had a continuity where Nightwing was kind of young and he started figuring himself out as, you know, somebody that maybe was into both. You know, that would make more sense to me, rather than just being like, well, Tim Drake's already established and stuff. Let's just have him, like, break up with Stephanie. You know, just because I want him to be with, like, a pink-haired dude who's, like, super gay.
I think that's Superman's boyfriend, the pink-haired one.
Oh, sorry. Who cares?
Sorry. They are pretty similar, though.
I don't know. I guess I just found that a little bit annoying. It's like, it didn't seem like they took the time to actually write it in an interesting way, or in a way that seemed respectful of real people's relationships with sexuality, because it is a very hard thing for a lot of people to go through. And not only that, but it's something that is very specific to that person when they're growing up. You know, it kind of just happens when they're getting older and they're like, you know, I really like this thing, but I kind of feel like I shouldn't, and I'm like confused, you know. It's that sort of thing where they don't really know for a long time. It's not just a switch flips and they're like, okay, I'm gay now. You know, it's something that builds up over time, because sexuality is more of a fluid thing rather than a let's just flip a switch sort of thing.
Well, that's what happens when you start retconning things from established characters that have been around for decades, is it's almost never done well, no matter what it is. Like, when is it done well? Almost never. It's just how it is, and they do that all the time.
But then these same people who are writing these same characters are like, oh yeah, but gender is on a spectrum, and gender is a very fluid thing, you know, you don't just flip a switch and decide one day that you want to be a man. You know, it's a very fluid thing. Sometimes you can be something different. But then they act like it's completely different with sexuality.
Well, what it really is money.
That's true.
That's all it really is. I mean, it's like, hey, look, we're losing money, we're not getting the sales we used to, what if we branch out to this crowd? That's all it is. And it's easier to branch out to that crowd with, like, let's make Robin like you, than let's give you a new Robin. It's just easier. I mean, they try. what's sad is they do try. So, like, to get black readers into comics more, that's why we have Miles Morales. That's one reason. Except that
Static Shock.
Static Shock, yeah, that's one reason. Another one is, from Mile High. Another one would probably be,
Green Lantern.
Well, I wish you'd stop, because I had one in my head and you keep saying things, and now I'm not going to remember who I'm talking about,
sorry.
so I wish you'd shut up. Duke Thomas. The Signal. Duke Thomas. He was
Why did that not work?
I didn't get to say it because you kept talking. And you get mad at me for talking all the time, but you haven't let T say a word all day.
Yeah, well, he gets to talk enough while he's here. I figure I get to talk for once.
That's true. He just gets to play.
Very true. Very true.
No, T's a huge fan of Bernard. It's his favorite DC character.
I absolutely adore Bernard.
Anyone
T,
who
you got
doesn't...
anything you want to say?
No, I do.
Oh,
jeez, this is not going well for you.
No, dude. Well,
okay.
that's where I wanted to go.
I don't know. I'm just sick of. I don't like the weird shields people throw up around this stuff. Like, imagine if somebody told me that they thought Superman was poorly written in All-Star Superman, which one wrong argument anyway, but let's say they did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just hate straight people. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, where are you trying to take this?
Ridiculous.
How does
Really
that even
dumb.
work?
I hate when they try to make it something like that. Well, you're just a phobe. But,
what I love is when they turn on their own. Like, so for example, like, you'll have black people, and they'll be like, well, you're just a C word. And by that I mean the word that's shortened for raccoon, because they agreed with some white guy on something. Like, you're a traitor. Or, like, gay people. You have internalized whatever. It's like, bro, you just can't admit that, like, people think different than you, so you have to dehumanize all of them.
yeah,
know
if
what I
somebody
mean?
doesn't have the same opinion as you, that means they're evil.
Exactly. I mean, everyone I don't like is Hitler. It's like the Child's Book. Literally.
Cool. Okay, there we go. Okay. There it is.
We're letting you talk.
Oh, cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, dude. That sexual
anyway.
stuff, I don't know, but...
You don't know? Are you avoiding it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh my.
Splash.
Dude, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know, the not being intellectually honest
You're
about
tired
it.
of gay people?
Absolutely.
That's all I heard.
You're
The whole
not-
time.
It's just boring.
Disgusting.
It's just boring to make everything about how somebody's hateful or bigoted or whatever just because they didn't like a comic or
I
didn't
can't
like
believe
this or
that. I can't believe that Degenerate Jay right now is like actually telling us how much of like a homophobe, racist, transphobic, like
it going.
all of these other
missed a
xenophobic
few.
things
I'm a
that
couple
he
more.
is. White
I'm a couple more.
supremacist,
Okay,
like
let's keep it up.
gun-loving Republican.
Okay, more. I need more.
NRA enthusiast.
I'm at like 90% mass right now. I'm about to finish. Let's keep going. Can I get a few more?
What else? What else?
I'm also a black supremacist.
a Muslimophobe.
It's Islamophobe.
Oh, sorry.
I'd be waking up extra early to be a hater, so.
I'll let you in on a little secret. This is the most trouble I've ever gone to for anyone. It really is. And why? Because I'm concerned. Deeply concerned. You see, Batman hasn't been himself these past few months. If he's not late, he's exhausted. If he's not exhausted, he's preoccupied, making all kinds of silly mistakes. I believe they call it baby brain. Best way to cure baby brain is to get rid of the babies.
He's pro-abortion.
How
Oh, yeah!
That's a political stance.
Queen.
how mad do you think he'd be if like Joker started doing these bad things to get Batman to show up, and then Batman just stopped showing up? He just didn't do it anymore.
I wasn't interested anymore.
Yeah. How mad do you think Joker would be?
Yeah,
I think it would keep
Yeah,
escalating.
I think
until he
he'd
had a
blow a
nuke.
gasket.
The only thing, yeah, you have to get a nuke. Is really like that's what's so fun about Joker is there is no limit with him either. So it's like, oh, you're ignoring this casual stabbing. Well, I'm gonna start a war crime everywhere.
Yeah. I think it'd be even funnier if like Superman stopped him every single time, and he got really mad that like somebody was still stopping his plans, but
And doing
it
it
wasn't
way,
Batman.
yeah, and doing it in a way less fun way, by
Yeah,
the way, too,
yeah.
where he just like goes through all the bullets, all the guys, and just grabs them. Like
Yeah.
this.
It would make him so upset. I
It's
think
not
it'd be
fun
hilarious.
anymore. It really, yeah. Oh, this is sick.
I think he should start spreading rumors about Tim Drake being bi so that we can get bi Tim Drake in the next game.
Bynard,
mean the
his
world to me,
boyfriend,
though.
Bynard.
Bynard.
Oh,
What
no.
if Bynard becomes a new Batman and he's just called a Byban?
You know what pisses... The Bye-Bye Man?
Man.
Yeah! You know what pisses me off, by the way, about all this? I've been into the new characters when they make them. Like Duke Thomas, when they made The Signal, and they like brought him in from We Are Robin, and they brought him into the mainline stuff, and they were going to have him be, you know, like Batman's new sidekick and stuff, and actually do something with him. I was into it. I was so excited, like how they built him up through Batman Endgame and other stuff, and kind of brought him into All-Star Batman and all these different things. And guess what? They dropped him.
That's a
They
shame.
barely do anything with him anymore that matters. Like, it's not that he's gone, but they sure don't do much with him. And it's kind of one of those things to me where it's like, dude, like you can't tell me I'm hateful or I'm this or that if I want to support these characters when you make them, but you won't do anything with them. I literally went out, bought the steelbook for Jon Stewart Green Lantern, the new movie. I believe it's Beware My Power or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
Haven't even watched it yet. Heard it's bad. A lot of people hated it.
Really?
Guess what? I knew that going in. I still bought it because I wanted more Jon Stewart content. Man, what a racist, horrible homophobe.
Yeah, it's
What
disgusting
a
what
dick.
you do. Yeah,
It's just really funny to me because it's like when you do characters well, I'm there. I want them. I don't care where they want to put their pee-pee. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just care that you're like retconning them
I have to free the hostages.
for no reason, you know? And you're changing things that don't need to be changed. That's what I don't like.
I think something really sad that happens.
Let T talk. Let T talk.
Can I say one
No,
thing?
no,
Come on.
no.
Come
No one cares
on. Come on. Anyway, I think something really sad that
Oh my
happens
gosh.
is when like they make something that they never make, like let's say the Jon Stewart Green Lantern, and then it comes out really bad, so people don't buy it because it's bad, but they decide, people just don't like Jon Stewart's Green Lantern, let's never make that again.
They're right.
That's-
It's because he's black.
that's-
That's why no one bought it.
It's like, no, people want that Green Lantern, they just
No.
want it to be good.
No, they saw it and they're like, ew, no, I'm not buying that. They didn't care that it was badly written. It's not that. I mean, it's. I don't know why Get Out was popular. I don't know. Maybe people saw it. They're like, oh man, I'm gonna be racist in the theater. So that's why they want to see it.
Anyway, T can start talking now.
No, you can't.
But also, I wanted to say...
Jill, you're not gonna be invited back.
What? You tell me I don't talk enough in Let's Plays, and then the one time I start talking enough, you're like,
Shut up.
Shut up, you stupid woman!
You're literally about to fall on the same level as Jon Stewart, and he's black. Okay?
I don't think you can make this joke.
I can make the joke. I bought the Steelbook day one.
I think they should change the continuity of this game and make Gordon black, like he was in the
Nuke Gordon?
Batman.
Who's that?
What?
Who's Nuke Gordon? That guy
He's the
sounds
new-
awesome.
That's the new name for the Black Gordon.
Nuke Gordon.
It's like Duke Nukem.
But Nuke Gordon.
Yeah.
What about James Corden?
James Corden shows up.
I just like the idea
Guys,
of
we
him.
should do carpool karaoke. What do you think, huh?
I like the idea of him
Karaoke.
having a white daughter with red hair, but he's a black man.
Yeah. I didn't like this. I'm just gonna let him kill me. I didn't like how I did this. We're gonna redo this.
You can still do the whole thing right now. It's no problem. They're still like, I don't know where she is, so I don't know. I'm completely lost.
They give you so much time here.
Yeah, they do. It's weird. Arkham, when I was playing the combat, it honestly felt a little bit slower than some of the other games, like Arkham City and stuff. It feels slowed down, the rhythm of it. Anyways, yeah, I think with the, quickly going back to all that stuff that you were talking about.
Everything is in a smile.
T, can you please be quiet? I have something to say.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that was my bad. I'm sorry
Let
about
the minority talk, T. She's a woman. Until they decide that she's not a minority, then she's gone.
That makes sense.
Like how I saw a thing about yellow privilege for Asian people. That's now an official term about how bad they are.
What?
Because they're too white. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
What about when people are like...
Huh?
What about when people are Asian phobic?
You can't be anymore, though.
Don't talk about me.
Like, what if they say, like, the CH word, you know?
Charles Manson.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, right? Yeah, you know what? I do think, for me, I have really tried to limit my time on the internet, and I'm such a happier person because of it. I think it's tough with you guys
Good for you,
because
T.
yeah, because you guys have to be on the internet, and this is your income. This is your living. So you look at your comment section and go on Twitter, and you see all these things of arguably the dumbest human beings of all time just marinating in a nice pool of dumb all day long.
Marinating.
And that's what you guys read and see all day long. I watch silly YouTube videos in sports.
You're an elevated being.
And by no means am I saying that I am smarter or like way better off for it, but I watch really dumb things that make me happy, and I feel happy about it. You know what I mean?
I kind of think you're a happier person than most people because of that, to be honest.
But here's the thing, though. That doesn't mean that those attitudes aren't out there, obviously, either. It just means you're not having to see them.
Correct.
That's a good thing for your
There's
mental
still a
health.
ton of people who do think that way.
Blissfully ignorant. Yeah.
But it's insane. What I'm saying is, even if you are ignorant to it, you still know it's out there.
Oh, yes.
And it's
Yeah.
still obnoxious that people will make everything about this stuff. Like.
But I don't need to see it every day.
T,
No,
did you know
no.
you're
Yeah.
obnoxious?
But isn't it annoying that people will make everything about it? So, like, for example, if you went on Reddit right now and said, like, yeah, I've never seen Get Out, there will be someone who takes that as you're racist.
Yeah, how
Isn't-
dare you not watch that movie about black people's struggles?
And the real problem I have with it, it's a real struggle. A lot of white people scoop out black people's brains and become them. It's a real thing.
Oh, what about that like popular slave movie with Lupita Nyong'o or whatever?
Us?
No, there was like a really popular movie about slavery in the
12 Years
U.S.
a Slave?
I don't remember.
That was a
but
great movie,
21.
by the way.
I think
Oh, sorry,
I think it was
42.
that. It was something like that, and it starred like this woman named Lupita Nyong'o, and I think
She's hot, by the way.
I think she's in Black Panther. I don't remember exactly, but
She is in Us.
she's a big actress now. I thought that was the movie that got her famous, but I'm not sure. And it was like a really big deal when it came out. It came out around
What's the point
time.
you're getting at about this movie? What about the movie?
I was just gonna say that T's racist for not watching it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
What the
That's the point. T's racist.
What in
She's
the
like
world?
defending this movie, saying it should be nominated for an Oscar, and is going on with these things.
Anyway, I think that movie was great.
Anyway,
I
she's a
didn't watch it
disgusting
either,
racist.
though.
Moving on.
What are we getting at? Did you see the
God
look, the
dang
deer in the headlights look when I said, where are you going with this?
Oh no. You weren't supposed to ask that.
Hey, did you guys know that your mom likes to watch the Scary News channel
Who?
every night? No, your mom.
Oh.
Yours. And last night she was watching the Scary News channel, and after they got done talking about like 1 million people dying in like various different horrible ways, they were like, and anyway, this black woman is now creating a Minnesota party thing so that we can make natural hair for black women a more suitable thing in the workplace.
A requirement.
And I just thought it was interesting that they were like talking about how I guess they're not allowed to have like their natural afro hair at the workplace.
Where's that? That's stupid. I think that's against the law, actually.
I don't know, because I thought that was against the law too, but they're like starting a whole movement for it now, and I think Minneapolis. In case you guys were wondering.
Well,
That's crazy.
I'm glad that if I start working in Minneapolis, no one will make me change my hair.
So my point with that is T is also racist. Because he didn't join
good.
that.
I was wondering when we get there.
That was
That's
my
good.
point.
Well, thank you.
No, all I was saying to you, dude, is like I get what you're saying. You don't have to see it, but it's still everywhere.
No,
that's
for
what's
sure.
annoying. It's like a cancer. Like that. It's moral relativity. It's moral relativism. It's like always moving the goalposts so that you're the one who's right.
You're
Yeah.
racist because you didn't get cancer for all of the black people
I
who had it.
Yeah, I do think that it is out there, but one thing that I've noticed too, at least one, I guess, to put some perspective on it for me, is that there are some crazy people with crazy takes, but like if you see something on Twitter where it's like someone has a tweet and it goes viral and it's got 50,000 likes on it, dude, it's 50,000 is a lot of people, but really if we're looking at on the grand scope of things, that's a small city of people who are like, I agree with you. That's it. That it's not the majority of the country. The majority of people are normal people. You look, but when you see those numbers on Twitter and you see like, well, relative to what a normal tweet gets, where it's like 30 likes and a couple of retweets, and then this one's got 50,000 and 100,000. It's like, whoa, like everyone's nuts on this. It's really like, the majority of people are normal people that aren't spending all day on Twitter just trying to get likes and follows. And so that's, like, for me, a perspective of, like, okay, yes, there are a lot of these opinions. There's hundreds of thousands, millions of people that think like this. But really, there's also millions of people that are just like, leave me alone, let me think and vote and do how I want to do things. I don't need to get in a screaming match with you about everything that makes me kind of upset. And that's where I think it's kind of, for me, like, all right, like, this is real. This is constantly happening. If you go on Reddit on, like, the popular, the most trending page or whatever, and just click on the comments, it's literal hell. It's the worst thing I've ever read in my entire life. All the way down, it's just people just with these stupid takes, hot takes, and angry takes. And that's just not how
Usually
people operate.
blaming everything on Trump.
Or just like finding something to be mad about anything. And it's like, one thing too is, if you just got in a room with all of these people, for the most part, you're going to have a sane, normal conversation. Maybe you disagree, but you don't talk to people like that. That's not how real life works. So, like, people go on Twitter and on Reddit and just scream on the keyboard, but if you were talking to them face to face, people aren't like that. Like, most people are not going to be like that.
It's because they feel invincible behind their screen.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. There's enough people that are like that people lose jobs, people lose opportunities, people get socially outcast because these companies will cave to them. Like, if you went on Facebook today and you did something wrong enough, you could lose your job. And I don't mean wrong enough like there's footage of you robbing a bank or some shit, which is like, okay, yeah, obviously.
Probably should get fired, yeah.
No, I'm talking wrong enough like you say the wrong thing and enough people get behind it to get rid of you.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does.
And so when you're, I agree with you, like, yeah, sure, maybe there's not as many people as it seems like, but they have enough power that it's still infuriating how ridiculous it is, because really none of them should matter. Like, they're all worthless. It sounds horrible, but they contribute nothing to society. They sit on a computer and complain about shit all day long, and that's it. Like, that's their thing. And then they go to some job or whatever, maybe. A lot of times they don't even do that. Mm-hmm. And that's their thing, and then they ruin people's lives. So it's like,
and
sure,
these companies bow down to them even though they don't have money. Right.
Even though they're not the demographic. So it's like, yes, I agree with you.
And that's not to say that people, like, my point is that there are causes to be mad about and to say things about. Fine. That's fine and reasonable. But it's gotten to the point where I feel like people identify, well, hey, if I get mad about the right thing, I'll get a lot of attention and people will like it and I will gain from this. Mm-hmm. And that, I think, is where the problem is, and what it's escalated to now is they found a way to gain off of these things that you should be vocal about, turn it into things that you really don't matter at the end of the day or aren't that important. Turn it into a big thing and then just kind of feed off of it and grow and try to feel good at home while they're by themselves, just posturing all day long. I don't know. It's
well, that's what concerns me though, is there's way too many people that do gain from it and are able to cost people their livelihood.
You need to be careful. I heard Joker's men talking about some trap for you and Robin.
Oh wow, I had no idea this would be a trap.
Some sort of sick Valentine's gift to Batman.
Guy's got an NRA hat on.
I found out that T is actually losing his job today because the first word he ever said as a baby was the N-word, and that's unforgivable because he is a racist.
Oh my gosh.
We weren't supposed to talk about that.
Well, yeah.
We weren't supposed to talk about that, Joe.
Sorry.
No, it's alright. I'm glad you did this. I can finally start over now.
No, you don't get an opportunity.
On the street.
You don't get an opportunity to start over. That's the point.
Okay, cool.